Oh, nyame adome mu.
E dey am ase.
Nwe pa.
Nve kona. Ajo time bebre.
Oh, and akadi here time bebre. I was saying e be fie na e timi ma ye tie for the afefo hu.
Fellas ho.
The ekoso on the Blasters.
Fellas ho.
Coach and no meeting kese and a tough form and go for asum keka o mo so mutie. At the end because it is more important than the foreign bits no. Inti ebe kakra bi then we give quotes na enko for it me e dia ko sikafie ene hu hia bibia no wa afutu bia no wa chenche kakra kye obotom. Menya surprise about Real Madrid results in Nhyira. And I think say our results be say Anna Ebema Real Madrid will look to appoint a coach after the season and not even think say Abelo a bit my age man. It is all where I do not really monitor the time, but Mimi Huno right after results we buy and RMC France as last more report say oh Didier Deschamps at the French national team no call World Cup on the bar on also coach French national team the BM already I see Zidane and Beto so he is in line say Real Madrid be consider no for the Real Madrid job already the car Bontin some coaches be a Florentino Perez ankasa ewo personal likeness ama omo say Maximiano Allegri mo any omo makano. Now, may I attempted to believe, say, Rich, Florentino Perez Adjimuno. And say Real Madrid is not for small boys. Sana mi huno. Oya hun say no. At Real Madrid,
Galacticos.
You need a big boy in the dressing room. That's all. Obia, owen munyam bebre. Obia. Only two of a modern day student of the game. And see, or try Nyoma. You need somebody who is conservative. And it's a Carlo Ancelotti mo. Hey, me team no. Okay, me was stars who me dressing room. 1 about 2, 1 about 3, 1 about 4, 1 about 5. One no more personality. I mean, the Muko Jina Park in this one. See if you turn a new bar, even opponent to play players now. Say, hey, these are big guys. Look, one game now Real Madrid able against Bayern. Rich, I can say with authority, based on experience, say, no matter the match fitness of some of the Real Madrid players, if Real Madrid had decided, say, Obebo the big boys in that game, they would have gotten a different results. And Tiavan say, even with Kavaha, the problems are winning. So if Obo 2, Alvaro Carreras about 3, Obo Eda Militao, Obo Rudiger, and Okon in Fifiwa, Obo Chiomani, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, and Obo Kylian Mbappe, Ebo
Vinicius
Junior, and Ope striker anymore. I am telling you, the results would have been different. Even if he had decided, say in the front three, Obebo Federico Valverde on the right, Kylian Mbappe in the middle, Vinicius left, Bellingham, Camavinga, Chiomani. Big boys. They are used to the successes of the team. The story would have been different. Every Real Madrid success has come on the hinge of Real Madrid playing you with their personalities in the dressing room. Just put them there, they will do the job. And yet Thiago Pitach Masemo. No. At Real Madrid, look, I'm not saying say Real Madrid as a club, any history of young boys coming through their ranks. But Rich, in big games, Real Madrid show their big boys. And it has almost always been the issue of their personalities. Big boys for big games. put them in, forget about their fitness. They will play as big boys. A big game of Real Madrid Jesse. Why are people saying so? Oh, yeah, it would really Bayern. We saw Real Madrid settled. It doesn't matter the fitness. This is a big game. Jude is a big player. Obama me brachi pitach. Ebia in Pepe Oko training guys of pitach or pen. But in big games, the big boys will come and play the big games. And they will show you why they are called the big boys. Now look. And Rami who said Dario Sport. I player ratings of Real Madrid players in the game against Girona. Look at the ratings. What does it tell you? It is because he scored a goal.
We have 5, 4, 3.
Look at Kylian Mbappe 4, Vinicius 5, Camavinga 3 because he on the failure to close down Thomas Lemmer the ball shot. They say it is all here. Ball to at training. You saw Adam Militao. Or Tiano say I don't know what you know. DM what time I have a bobo. Look at the ratings of the players. Be bearded the people say Real Madrid were playing against Girona, but their minds were not on that game. Germany, and they are anticipating how to play that game. Me, I knew any enti sasema me case so be because results next year you into Ayala kasa. Everybody can go and watch and betting course I'm share and whether any of them I went to Real Madrid better. None. Every betting code be a Real Madrid against Girona. I went under 2.5, under 3 because I knew say they were not going to play the game any serious. They were not going to score the goals. Emfa. Rich. This situation, I'm a Barcelona with a game in hand. I'm maintaining almost 6-point gap over Real Madrid. And then there's a Catalan derby against Espanyol. I was the Spotify company. Now you see, in approaching this game, meaning say the ato Real Madrid beat me at Barcelona. But Rich, there is a certain caveat at Barcelona war. Real Madrid any. Number 1, benefit of hindsight. Adia tunya. You can learn lessons from it. Send be a ento. So better how man ato so any na wa ujijirije. Number 2, the two Real Madrid no. So person will take absolute control over it and advantage. Then you need to win today. Stretch the gap more. Then they will forget about the league. And you imagine, Manu Susumina so for Real Madrid purposes. Say Real Madrid echo Allianz Arena ba. Na omen timi ankoyi Bayern Munich. No mo be fie no me say table no mo say within 1 week, 2 weeks, we've given the league away and we are out of the Champions League. You've killed your enemy of the season. Only in a year. And Mimi as a flicker, I enter Barcelona dressing room tonight and I say, look, you bet me out your enemy no out of the whole season, even with some games to spare today. If we are able to concentrate and win this game, Yembie Gabanim, say a penny yempa, we will want to win every game and give Real Madrid an embarrassing El Clasico at the Spotify company. By the time you know Mebono, they will give us the guard of honor on the pitch. It will be historic. It will be nice. Say, you know Mebo El Clasico. They will already clap for us here, La Liga, and some point again, no, Ababe Sassi. Now, Rich, there is an expectation that Barcelona also will try to rotate because I know Munkwano will be that one. Next week, midweek, they will need to go to Atletico and fight for a comeback. Your ball game ni any players, coaches will be asked, oh, Omujiri so bet me aye. So you so bet me aye, Rich. Then as you see, you must do it. That is the reason why all the Spanish newspapers are reporting some few changes and you're major. But social lineup now. There is no place for Frankie de Jong, even though he's back. But Enra Hansi Flick, he will give him minutes. Senebeya, he will be ready to start in the game against Atletico Madrid. And Obianim say the moment Frankie de Jong get Barcelona make food was a team, or turn the team into a swift transitional team all together. And see, that is what Barcelona at the best starting game against Espanyol. Goalkeeper Juan Garcia, Jules Koundé number 2, and there's a question mark there, but he is tipped to start because there could also be a case where Eric Garcia be the ball. But Barcelona will need Eric Garcia in place of Kubasi for the Champions League. And so probably Eric Garcia will rest and be fit to partner Gerard Martin in the Champions League. So Araujo, Kubasi, then Bardi, Ebeba on left hand side. So what it means is that I'll show you Barcelona first 11 back 4 no Atletico Madrid no. Rich, it is only Koundé and maybe Bobby. Because you will play then Joao Cancelo or left back. Then you play Eric Garcia and Abrantia for Gerard Martin. Probably none of the starters against Atletico Madrid and the best starter against Espanyol. And I'm looking at Frankie de Jong, Pedri, and Daniel Olmo. And in this midfield, I am Marc Casado, Gavi, and Fermin Lopez. Then anymore, Ferran Torres, Jumedi any free, Rashford and Sam, Lewandowski starts, then Lamine Yamal, and so against this Espanyol team. Saying yes, sir, Barcelona, attention, what Champions League now. This game is a clear win, straight for Barca.
Okay.
But I think, sir, even with the changes, Rich, at the Spotify company, Barca will want to prep their confidence going into Atletico Madrid, and they want to take charge of La Liga and San Omako. They will beat Tima, your friend Espanyol, and was our game, no, and so emu. Now we are done with the Spanish La Liga. Now we come in with what the Premier League call the run in. Now, me busa me ho say, Rich, no cre league ye be kwa we ya. Ebia, the story of the run in, it depends on baby a sha de free. For instance, there is a run in on the relegation zone. There is a run in on wine and the Europe, and there is a run in on wine and the Belgian league. You know, I have always maintained this season Arsenal will win the English Premier League. To me, Rich, be on that my prediction. And me who 1 second import about that prediction and say Arsenal will win the English Premier League. Now, Enra, there was a game in London. West Ham stamped Wolves 4-0. Rich, I must see I can say, and for Tottenham Hotspur is in the relegation zone. And I heard you and Joshua talk about how this situation, Emma Dumania Dema Roberto Reservi.
Dumania Dion.
Rich,
Tottenham Hotspur.
Again, me quite a drew BBC. And I'm saying, what are some of the lessons we can learn? Look, Oko Englander. Rich, there is no club in England. Our facilities in Tottenham.
No, it's in the stadium.
And you
a modern stadium.
have an Okani. And you stadium keke.
Modern stadium. I mean, how fair.
The best benefits in our assassin. So,
and I have Omuniska. Tatian Muska. You play from the toy.
But that is where they are. And to say a Chrome Hanibia, we don't even seem to think, say, oh, you're a big club, you can't come to this level. You can easily come to one your year. Nobody cares about Udi, Usika, the pedigree and your history. No. If you are not playing well, you'll be here. You need to, on merit, show that league, I also came and ask any question. Deserve your Jumane super. And now, so You just say Sankeka ono anko beji adwuma no after the season. But Rich, there are some jobs you are called at a time and you are pushed yes so yenim say enka ideally ubechi no after the season. But see ye ube boy na say boy.
To go to the and do be granny ne.
So we can just say onyade.
So me yitim na free engaging.
Rich.
Who go to the
Mate say ye kasa deserve it. Everybody was paying attention to the first press conference. Now, as someone can say, onye na you so obey tricky tactically and no ma bebree. But the only say, send you no person or born football. No. Tottenham Hotspur already have the material to play that kind of football. That. And so we heard out now, almost how they were playing under Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou was a front runner philosopher. Young ball offensive. Cross out the highline, grab a car, one match. I say, and he knows the Tottenham Hotspur team are capable of playing the way on who deserve in the pay. In Pempe, here what team is to build the confidence of the players to say, look, you are better than maybe Amodano. Javi Simons, Otalenta Uwe, Kolomwani, Matthias Tell, Solanke, Richarlison. Look, you guys are far better. See, we're discussing in the relegation zone. So you need to change the mentality of the players. And that is what De Zerbi say or Baba Beye. But you see, Rich, throughout De Zerbi's career, he has never been known as a great psychologist, but as a great tactician. Any bono, any man or GD, Brighton, he will play you offensive, pass over bona, no create chances and go for coach me no so a friend Roberto De Zerbi. He has never been known as someone who works on their mentality. But Rich, he must quickly switch to someone who can give these Tottenham Hotspur players the confidence to get themselves out of the beer or Modano, and that is going to be his job. Now, Yensha and the games in there, I think that glance through games a demo can end because the Manchester United game is on Monday. Let's start from Arsenal. Rich, Arsenal the only excuse be out. On team in Kase or the new shirt to you. Their priority is to win the English Premier League. Mrs. say, and I suspect in the Arsenal dressing room, Rich, say if there is a league match and there is a Champions League match, Nese Mikel Arteta will have to select players, rotate within the tour. He will play his best team in the Premier League. Even though on him, say in the midweek, our return leg ball fear in a game only 1-0 against Sporting Club de Portugal. Rich, me yes sure say Mikel Arteta will go any soft.
As will be our rotation, yeah.
He can do the rotation, but it will still have to be good enough
to win
the game. Where there with benefit of time. Before me rush to do now first 11, two teams in first 11 now badada. Into this is the team Mikel Arteta they call. Rich, this can't be said as a weak team. Yeah. Raya. Ben White because Timber still have a problem with injury. Then Louis Kelly, our left back. Then the two most trusted center halves in Saliba and Gabriel. Then the two central midfielders in Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Then play Kai Havertz, probably to reward him for the goal now against Sporting Club de Portugal. And the one who gave him the assist in Martinelli with Madueke because again, Saka also some injury issues. Non-striker in Vitor Gyökeres ever started. This is what Mikel Arteta can present today as a strong team, and he has presented it. Now, for him to overlook players like Calafiori and go for Louis Kelly, as I say, in this game, he wants to attack more. Rich, minim say, untimi for Bournemouth season way and compare any of the Bournemouth other seasons under roller because this season they seems to be struggling. But there's one thing about Bournemouth. They still remain stubborn. Opa Obashom, I am able to give no answer. But enough from Uno Muboba Edding Papa. And Mijini say it is so because structure they are just that they've lost Oma losing individual quality within the structure, but the structure is still there. And see, Oma no be press because they know how to play under the coach. On him the way the only thing I am more poor and what say they've lost a certain quality in the team. There is no margin of error for Arsenal, and I think say Omucho Mutarech, maybe a win will be they must go and find it. Arsenal will beat Tima Yefeno Bournemouth in the early kickoff. Then Obra Charles to the Boatimi. And I was watching Sky Sports News and a lot of the English newspapers on my back page, had a story on Anna Slot and whether Yebo season where he will continue or not. Because there's Xabi Alonso big image in the shadows. Maybe a Liverpool legend, no more Penedada no mania, and no man will he come in or not? Rich. Unim say they are to Liverpool this season. They still have one thing only to hold on to: play in the Champions League next season. And so with the benefit of Arsenal win against Sporting Club de Portugal, Yabeka said among English Premier League at least 5 slots. Then they must finish in the top 5, and they will play in the Champions League. Their last 3 games at Liverpool are show more rich. They've lost their last 3. Now, Omucho Mutaya against Marco Silva, Fulham. Excuse me anyhow. They must win. Because no question say the game against Paris Saint-Germain, Rich, you are not certain.
So beat me.
Say you are not.
You want to come Champions League next season.
Exactly. And it means that you have to. I was what me say. Now, my problem kitchen Liverpool this season, and they say, Rich, say any year, say Liverpool can say omo abo season every they are voting for their best player. Omo candidate will be only 2 for me, Soboslai and probably Iketike.
Yeah.
But Argentina, Soboslai, and a slot on born one in natural position. Now on your problem be you want to not ordinary right back.
Well, about an orange to tell brands,
exactly.
About goals,
You get it. And see, from all indications, Jeremy Frimpong will go back.
Not Jeremy Frimpong, no, I think problem near there. As of born there, the flowing week, maybe not so good. I don't get it seriously.
I think, sir, in the problem here, which Premier League defending Eddie.
That's a move.
Premier League, who's that? Or erratic kaka, or bobona, or tifree. But say a bassa onion defensive duties as a right backer. You could clearly see a kind of hopa. And it's a wire Fulham. Rich, Omobano mo the war senior Oscar Bob Mobeto or wings horna. Say, oh, a weak right backer. What it means is that omitting the ball after who they be a FPD Raul Jimenez in the box. That is how Marco Silva the team the ball. And you probably you need someone. Oh dear, omitting me full play. But are you solid when it say a booster also Liverpool defending the flank areas now? Say there be a crosses in the box cinema. And who say me there be a make sense we say. You Rich are too comfortable dodo. Oti air condition mu o de o chere wa den. On the spot with the situations.
Sana Bashir for can or some of them more armchair coach.
Exactly. And see,
yeah,
no money training every week. You name the weakness we see. You name no man throughout the week, And see, say if with that information, you take a decision be oh no more hurry as say as a enemy. But every situation, you may even take worse situation decisions at the may taking. Look. Liverpool need any excuse, Rich. At least, so almost say, almost give us all meeting our battalion results against Paris Saint-Germain. They will first need BB boost your confidence and your GDS or meeting my SRD. and imagine say so omutina fie e wo Anfield na omantimi anhye Fulham ene gidie ni nyina ba ya what if you want to manage Fulham na Paris Saint-Germain na eba momo a ubetimi asom so the first thing they must do our money be train midweek no is to beat Fulham who they say Fulham you will not have a problem with the top 5 no you still hope so or Champions League a target no is still within range then you build upon what say Fulham you know and wait for Tima your friend Paris Saint-Germain and at Anfield if Liverpool decide to reach omo edu omo bi bia be hyem na omo no wabo and they are determined to beat you you can trust Liverpool ebetimi ayes anti I will go for a Liverpool win against Tima your friend Fulham Crystal Palace and Newcastle game there I think I will be expecting some goals ewo now let's deal with the Chelsea way no na yem fight massive mbebe Rich Osim penyimfo se omo supporting Liam
I almost say with assessment no my no it won't be fair say your both season every also apam no because obaji team in the middle of the season they at least do their managing a whole full season then do your proper assessment of the coach then say be an adwuma no be here na so ani anasa anso ani na we be jan go jan kwai
okay you see Sadio my dream holder and me be say maker the way this new owners of Chelsea omu change omu coaches no adenti na omu change omu coaches if the grand project no is to build a young team a be mature later so o project kese no say ubenya abotre atoto nkra na watiti omu amoma nyini dia then adentina udi coach ba no asesa so the moment you yes ano obi o chinche bia o show critically bia be say I say eba coaching wona eni dia wadwin wo tim so obeye no enko because enkra de so o kasa obeto nkra bebre dia ba tim mu na wa momo mra momo nyina they will make mistakes they will not get results or mu ntimi nye consistent there will be a lot of problems with that enti me sure pass Chelsea mpanyimfo ni nim say Rich o ma dodgy bullet na for changing the coaches no so omuye the same thing with Liam Sisi ya and will stop questioning Chelsea coaches no and come to a moment and make decisions and say muampa na dia na mbesa moye moko German so they are established players or mo se bo mpe omo mo beton kra se mo ton kra dia then it must be part of my principle say and it will take time
azani abuild omo
and unti quarantine they are better coaches so also Liam because you think he's a developmental coach now the developmental coach aba na o develop here there na again now what's up them say or results in koyenti masa what are you doing and then now where big problem
enye kakrebi
against City
and there's a fala na
Dabi
fala Man City
and I'm the people can say matches na call Premier League no they will need to be perfect in some etimiji league na it is only when they win all of games na and probably hope say Arsenal be for that which in those games are Man City person winning na no to even stand any chance of metimi so Arsenal better from no man so this is one of their biggest tests unim de enko ye emaliam de obegin ofri o man bae no anye shekwan in the big games he was doing well na Chelsea nya de kra na de na enye big game say City Paris Saint-Germain Barcelona sad games no you could clearly see they are well prepared for sad games now omo ebono Rich me de Abia on the league log na City won an in Chelsea there. But in terms of inconsistencies, me who omunya so me pe.
Okay.
This season, none of Chelsea and City, and I am very, very consistent. And my game we 50-50, mame. ade a Man City suro bia Chelsea wo a obetimi di aye no ade a Chelsea esuro bia no Man City wo so obetimi di aye no until this game will continue to be 50-50 for me.
Okay.
50-50. Obia betimi asen yonko. But at least the goals in the game no there. Rich, I will expect say ebetimi aba na yetimi akoyanim. Minim say ye won komodi kakra bi on.
Ye won komodi.
Nti
so don kasale win. E wo fi ha. Kwadwo ha ebedi nkomo kakra.
Oh nice.
Kwadwo ha.
Mama ma wo code na yentimi embra na yemedi nkomo na yento a program no so. Rich, and it's Saturday. And see me what 3 codes be me de be manko for first one a BW 4D 1626 D7 and a second one a BW 4D 15 DA1A. Then the last one a BW 4D1 55 D99. 3 course oko all my socials no so
okay
onsa ebetimi aka na watimi e dia enti ya ba be di blasters nkomo no
nkomo ho
but